Hey everybody, welcome to Adobe Desk. My name is Brent, and today we're going to be going over how to make this nice clean water design in Photoshop Creative Cloud. The only assets you're going to need are this image of water droplets on glass, or if you have another image of water droplets, you can use that as well. And second, you're going to need a unique typeface, which I will put a link to in the section below. So let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is create a copy of the background layer, and I'll be working on the new layer. So I'll just name this layer 1. Now I'm going to grab the gradient tool, which is under the paint bucket tool section on the sidebar, and I'm going to grab a nice light blue color. I'm going to be using this one right here. Doesn't really matter, just as long as you get something close, or you could do something completely unique. I'm going to start right in the center down near the bottom of the page, and I'm just going to create a line going straight upwards near the top, and that's going to create this nice white to blue gradient. Now I'm going to make a copy of that layer, and I'm going to grab the move tool, and I have the show transform controls clicked on, so I can grab the bottom of this second layer and move it up. And I'm just going to move the bottom of that layer up to about there, which is about a third up from the page, so it's divided into 1/3 and 2/3. Alright, good. Now I'm going to create a new layer. Hit return to accept the transform. I'm going to create a new layer right in between the two, and I'm going to grab a brush tool. You can see I've got it set here at something really huge, like 1200, and I'm going to make sure I have white selected, and this is a soft brush as well, so don't grab a harsh one. And I want to put it somewhere right there, just so the bottom of the circle kind of dips below that gradient line, that first gradient line there. So I just get a little bit of a haze effect, as you can see right down here. All right, perfect. Now I'm going to go and create. Actually, I don't need to create a layer there. I'm going to create the text now. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Put it right in the center. And I'm going to do water. And I'm going to do design. Now with this, you can actually, it's not advised to put the text all in one layer. And it's because this image over here, we're gonna use the water droplets image, and it's just not large enough to accommodate this long text here, so I'm breaking it up into two separate ones. Okay, and then I'm going to actually create a third one, and I'm going to do Adobe Desk. Good. Now that one I don't need that big, so I'll take it down to 100. Good. Now I'm going to move that just down below a little bit. I'm going to move the design. Oops. In just a hair, and I'm going to move the water in just a hair too. Oops, grab that layer. Yeah, that looks pretty good there. Looks like I got one too many text layers, so I'll just delete that extra one. So now I have 3 text layers. I'm going to go ahead and grab those, and actually I'm only going to put the top 2, the water and the design layers, together in a group. I don't need the Adobe Desk in there because I don't want to apply a blending effect to that text. I just want to apply it to the water design. So I'm going to right click on the group, go under blending options, and I'm going to put on a drop shadow, which you can see the settings here. I've set them to multiply at 55% opacity. I left the angle at 90 degrees. With the distance at 5, spread 0, size 15. Next I'm going to put on an outer glow. Now this one I have the blend mode at screen, opacity 100, noise 0. And I just have the solid blue color here, which you can see it's a pretty dark blue. You can choose whatever blue you want, whatever you think looks good though. And then the technique is set softer, spread 5, size 25, and then the contour is set to this one over here in the bottom left, which is the half round. Now, the last thing I want to do is create a gradient overlay. Now, this one I have set at blend mode normal, opacity is 100%. Pretty much all the settings are the same except under the gradient itself, the color. I chose to do this white to blue. The blue is the same as the other, but I kind of moved the white side in. As you can see, regularly the blue really overpowers it. I could move this little slider here if I wanted to, and it would make it even darker, but I don't want to do that. I want to make it lighter, so I pulled the white side in. So now just at the bottom do you start to get a hint of that blue. In fact, I might just adjust it a little bit more. Yeah, that looks pretty good there. All right, I'm going to leave that alone. Say that's done. Next up, I'm going to create a, well actually no, I'm not going to create a new layer. I'm going to go to the text layers that I've created. And I'm going to hold Command on my Mac, and I'm going to click on water. What that does is it gives you an outline of the text here. So I'm going to go to the elliptical tool, just so I have this option here. When I hover over it with the cursor, it lets you move the selection, just like this. Now that I have that, I'm just going to drag it up to the water droplets image, and I'm going to put it just right around there. Doesn't really matter. And I want to take this outline, and I want to copy some of the droplets, but first I need to adjust the selection area. So I'm going to go up to Select, Refine Edge. Now this isn't actually like a clipping mask. This is just kind of letting you see what it is you're going to be grabbing. So first thing I want to do is adjust the feathering, and that you'll really be able to see what it is we're doing here. So the feathering is set at, I'll put it at 24.5. That looks fine. Turn the smooth up to about a 20. And the shift edge is what you're really going to see the difference in. You're going to crank this up pretty high to 50. And that's going to fill in all of this area that we feathered out. So just click OK, and as you can see that the selection area is grabbing all of that now. I'm just going to hit Command C and then Command V on the image. Now, that doesn't look right. What you need to do is what you just pasted. You need to move it up to the top layer there. And now it's now it's sitting on top of everything. Now what you do here is you go to the drop down, which is normally set at normal, and you just click Overlay. And now you can see the water droplets are shining through in this really cool water effect. So I'm just going to repeat that whole process for the word design as well. So I'm going to hold Command C, click on the thumbnail, get that selection. Make sure you have the elliptical tool so you have the ability to drag the selection area over to the water droplets, adjust it wherever you want. Under Select, Refine Edge. Again, feathering we're going to put to, I think we did the other one at 24.5. Smooth we put at 20. And the shift edge we put at 50%. Yep, looks good. Go ahead and copy and paste. Move that new layer up to the top and change it to an overlay. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So I'm going to do one more thing here. I want a little bit more droplets on this one. So I'm just going to go over here. I'm going to make sure I have the move tool. And with the move tool, I'm sorry, not the move tool. With the elliptical tool, you can move the selection around again. I'm just going to move it to another area just so I can get some different droplets. And then I'm just going to do the whole thing over again. I'm going to copy it, go back over here, and I'm going to paste it. Now this one didn't put it in the right spot, so I'm just going to grab the move tool, and I'm just going to move that right over to where it should be, which is right there, and then change it to an overlay. As you can see, the droplets behind the word design is a little bit more full than behind the word water, and that's okay. And might as well do it one more time for, well, no, that's all right. In fact, I'm going to get rid of it. I kind of like it without the extra droplets. Looks pretty clean like that to me. But as you can see, you can add more if you want to. So I'm going to finish this up real quick by just making a couple quick adjustments. I'm going to take the word water and the word design. I want to move them up just a little bit, just so they're sitting on that horizon a little bit more, or just above it, I think looks nice. And I'm going to grab the water droplets layer. I'm going to hold Command while selecting both of them and move that up as well, just a hair. Yeah, looks pretty good. So like I said, it's a quick and easy tutorial. It's a real clean design, just in time for summer. In case it's getting hot where you are, you want to make your Facebook profile look a little bit cooler, a little bit nicer. Here you go. So anyways, if you want to grab those assets so you can do this yourself, just come over to my website, Adobe Desk. I'll put the assets in the section there. You can download them. Otherwise, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time.